on no platform. And they told us al-Moody was out when we were over there at the joint, and the people gonna let us make an announcement. Al-Moody comes and I'm getting up and he's pushing me down. Right now I'm just tripping, but in those days we're trying to be friendly. When Siraj is talking over there at Isha time, after Isha time, he raises $36,000 for manna just after. But he closes out the meeting or opens up the meeting by saying two things. Number one, we are not a threat to mass. We're not a threat to mass. Muslim Americans, them guys, of course the chief called themselves mass too, silently. How does the Negro have to make them feel comfortable that we're not challenging your authority? The second thing he says is, we have a different approach than Imam Musa. He says that. We want to bring all America to Islam, as though we have been circling the country for, at that time, 20 years, on campuses and the Negro everywhere. But our work is right in the community. So we've, by that time, we've been in foreign newspapers from Sri Lanka to Africa to Iran. We're friendly with everybody from Hezbollah to every color of people. But we work right here. That's why some of the silly people around the corner, one of the ladies came here, and then they had a program around there and asked me to speak. And she said, Imam Musa, when I come around there, you're talking about drugs and black people. I said, well, the only thing, when I look out the window, I see black people and drugs. That was when it was really drugs. I said, that's what I see. Why? If we're talking to the people, remember some of those old flyers from Oakland, the Are You a Slave? It related to servitude and slavery. We translated everything that's going on in the history and our environment to something that would relate to the people to help bring them to Islam. But all the time to make people feel like they have a seat on this boat. This is, by the way, I still have the lectures from most of the stuff. I had a whole set, I might have showed it to y'all one time, of tapes. And it was handwritten, it was handwritten on the outside. And this is a subject it dealt with. This is Project Awareness. This is 84. All doing 84, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lectures. Manifest Destiny. Concept, unity, organization, discipline. Choose your own destiny. In other words, unity, organization, and discipline is what you need to choose your destiny. That's why we call it Manifest Destiny. That's a concept from American history. From the late 1840s, that America is destined to be a two-ocean power, Anglo-Saxon two-ocean power. Since they called it Manifest Destiny, that's where they was headed, and everything was related to that. So if they going west and they run into Indians, they got to get rid of the Indians because it's our destiny. If the Indian ate the buffalo, lived in tents made out of buffalo hides, and they worshiped the buffalo. They ate the buffalo, worshiped the buffalo. The buffalo gave them freedom. Because see, when they can hunt the buffalo, they had 6 million buffalo all over the plains. So you couldn't starve them because they could go anywhere. Fish, hunt, and catch buffalo. So you change the style in Europe to buffalo robes, they're going to have Buffalo Bill and all them people come out on the plains and do what?
Kill a buffalo.
Kill a buffalo. The people used to ride on trains, and they would stop the train and the people would blast buffalo. Pretty soon, the buffalo are gone and the Indian is weak and debilitated. Then they put him on a reservation, right, and give him blankets with smallpox on it. That's that American spirit. The point I'm talking about is that they called it manifest destiny. And the thing about, if you don't choose your destiny, if you don't choose goals in your life, somebody else is going to have you fitting into their goal. Yeah, you're going to fit in somewhere. So we gave lectures on it, and we passed out, I'll show you, I still got a couple of them. 6 cassettes, sometimes 8 cassette holders with these lectures and more lectures. Big picture, present life, where you are, why you're there, where you want to go, how to start moving toward your future goal. Foundations of habits and attitudes explain how habits are either assets or liabilities. They either help us naturally attain our goal or hinder, that is, prevent us naturally. Talks also include forming of new constructive habits and attitudes. We're teaching people what we've learned. You can tell this is coming right out of discipline, self-control, running 100 miles a week, you know what I mean, all that stuff. Because when you're younger, that type of discipline is appealing, and it works. And running all them miles and lifting all that iron, you be high. And then when it talks about attitudes, and when you study attitudes, you see that it's a position more than anything else. So you have an attitude of certain things, and you learn how important habits are. Do you know, like, if you're a wealthy person, 90% of your wealth comes from habits. If you got good habits, like, you're gonna be healthy and wealthy because you got good, you get up, pray, you run, lift iron, you eat the right kind of food. Those are good habits. You do that all the time, you got a good workout program, physical fitness program, you got a good program, and you're basically gonna be generally healthy. If you do get sick, you're gonna recover faster because you have healthy habits. There's money-making habits too. Even if you get a little bit of money and save a lot all the time, you're going to build up a reservoir of money because that's a habit. So if you get a little windfall every now and then, that's going to just help boost you further up. Like, for instance, if you look at certain people's lifestyle, you can't tell here whether we're low on money or money falling through the roof. Tell the truth. Because the lifestyle never changed. We go through the same routine. Go do a little run, lift a little iron, read and study, save money. Well, I admit, we don't save as much money as we used to. See, when I first got married, I had to go buy a mattress the day I got married, so you can't bring a lady and tell her to sleep on the floor. And eventually we had to get a stove and replace the refrigerator because the refrigerator was in the Masjid was one that was left there, and it was a Frigidaire. I don't know if y'all remember those. It wasn't a Calvinator, but it was a Frigidaire. That was the first refrigerator after, remember the old time refrigerators in the movies that had the thing on top. That's where it should be. Because when you put the refrigeration unit on the bottom, it puts heat up. But they used to put it on the top when they had sense. But anyway, so we had to buy. There's no TVs and all of that stuff. And it took a long time for us to get those things. Why? Because we went out, sold books, and every dime went on this, that, other. That's why we acquired stuff so fast, because we didn't spend any money. If we happen to have some food donated, well, we would have that in the refrigerator and the freezer, and we could eat. However long would the freezer keep it when we had a freezer? Till we got married, we didn't technically. Yeah, we had the little old-time refrigerator, which you find out none. Environmental comfort zones. Awareness. That's number 5. In this session, we want to develop and expand our awareness of ourselves, the world around us. This session also deals with constructive and restrictive motivation and how it affects us. Goal setting, number 6. A step-by-step procedure. You can easily learn how to effectively set your goals and what to emphasize. It goes into planning on and on. As I said, we had 8 cassettes in this set. And we distributed them free. It was written, handwritten, said, message to young bloods. You know, in other words, message to the young people. We was trying to rescue them because they were killing themselves. They were getting no use out of whatever their life was. And so we're trying to teach them to have discipline, save your money, and all of those type of things. That's what it's always been about. Even recent ones. Islamic Institute for Counter-Zionist American Psychological Warfare. Design destiny, design future, design process, global transformation and proper method of goal attainment. This is later on, 2011, but this is in our institute. And it's almost the same language, but updated. This is the one when we're talking about global consciousness, reawakening, and building a new world. Okay, why did I say all of this about Oakland? Because a few months ago, a few years ago, the people, first of all, in 2011, we were setting the stage for this situation now. That's 7 years ago. Time passed fast. And we were talking about that and the level of what we call, it was designed fitna. I'll find one here. Design fitna was just what it was. The design fitna was here because we wanted to do certain things. Now we have long-range goals. We call this a protracted struggle. So when we talk about 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it's a long time back or a long time in the future for other people, but it's not with us. When we talk about something 5 years ago, it was just the other day, and it's part of the cycle that we're in right now. The cycle that we go through is encirclement and suppression. We've always went through the cycle of encirclement and suppression. That means that the system try to crush us. System try to finish us off. And we have to do, just like our other flyer said, a setback ain't nothing but a setup for a comeback. Well, we have many comebacks. Why? Because we have many encirclements and suppressions. They call them setbacks. They're not setbacks. In fact, this 2018 is 50 years after our first real planned movement. Like, it was 50 years ago, 1968. We've almost been stalling, not a real stall, but almost stalling for right now. Right now, this part of the year, this time, this era, and this period. Why have we been stalling? We've been stalling because this is our time. They always show our brothers when they're beaten, when they're whipped, and when they finish. They never see our brothers. You know what I mean? Most people don't remember our brothers in their glory days. They just remember when they dragged the white man, drag them down the street, put them in the prison, and break them and have them, you know. Remember this picture? This picture of Imam Jamil is it's about 10 years old. You can see the wire back there, the wire. You can see it up there. The wire. What is this? This is technically following the law. You have to have so much sunshine a week and so much fresh air. So I've seen these type of pens out there at Lorton and Max. This is smaller than a cell, but it's outside and you're legally getting sunshine. But you're not on no yard where you walk around and play basketball or nothing like that. You're on a little thing, you can see it, it's smaller than a cell. You can see his face, you can see his arms, you can see his neck. All of those things, if you're trained in it, these are signs of physical debilitation. Staying in a white cell all the time. Everything is white, white, white. Your vision, everything, see, even if we're in here, we got a great carpet, we got this color thing, we got our clothes, they're a different color. We got a few different things that have to make different parts of your eye focus and refocus. But if you're in a blank white cell, right, it's the same. Pretty soon your muscles deteriorate. Suppose you don't use your muscles at all. What happens? Suppose you don't use your eye muscles. You're not refocusing on different things. Either the light is on or the light is off. Everything else is the same. There's no refocusing. There's no, you're in that environment. Pretty soon your muscles shrivel up, your neck shrivels up. And since I did so much time, I can see this. This is cruel and unusual punishment. But he's legally getting sunshine. Boy, you tell me old Sam is not mean. That's why I told some of the radio, I said, y'all gonna hook up with old Sam? Y'all, hey man. And they do it. They done hooked up with Sam. And Sam double-crossed them, and do you know, they're shocked.
Stupid.
Some of our, they're shocked. Well, one said this, and then the other came in and said, I said, General Crook told Geronimo and them, yes, da-da-da-da-da. And they removed him and sent him upstairs somewhere. And the Congress said, that treaty? He said, the Apaches, we taking them and sending them to Florida. And the Seminoles in Florida, we sending them to Arizona. These are total environmental differences, right? The meanness of this creature is so constant and so, I don't want to put the word humanistic. There's no ethics in it. that human beings call that. They don't exist. So their behavior like that is natural. So when you make your calculations for the future about his behavior, the best calculation about future behavior is what? Past behavior. The people look at me and the white man did this, the white man did that. And you know what they do? Each generation start counting me out. 1, 2. They'll count this nigga out because the white man done moved on. Like just during the last few years, since the system did certain things to us, that means start counting. My big time friends in Oakland, they was looking at me like a sad that is certain our homeboy is finished. Why? Because number 1, he's on the board. Number 2, the white man is in. And you know, the crackpots in Oakland, they believed it too. Look at the things they did, as though that's it. Have you ever heard of anybody giving a khutbah, come down, the guy gets out of the hospital, this is my son, and Mukhtar goes and take a stick and start beating him with the stick. He just got out of the hospital from a stroke, couldn't hardly walk. And they let me know they just did that. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to make Imam Musa mad to come out there and do something? Why would he do it anyway? What reason to do that? Why after the first khutbah I give out there, when I come out there, I didn't go right straight to give a khutbah. I waited a couple of weeks. We went around with a box, my son and I. I raised $700 this week. Just carrying a box, you know. So he pops up. We're having a program. He comes in, cussing and hollering, Imam Musa, you're a thief. Thief. Dear Oakland, this is one of our notes from the 27th of January. And it's just from my notebook here. So on that day, we paid the taxes out there. In cash, $17,600.